Hey, Salvador Braven here. Welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And on this channel, we talk about everything crowdfunding, how to raise money, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, e-commerce, equity crowdfunding, and really the labor of love that I do and come to every single day is just to share with you useful education and training videos that are going to help push you forward in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And I'm actually making a much broader video today on how to get a fully funded crowdfunding campaign, but believe me, we are going to be getting into the specifics of that. And what's so cool is that this will apply to any platform out there, whether you're on GoFundMe, Kickstarter, Indiegogo. If you're doing something like an equity crowdfunding campaign, we're going to really dial in deep into how to have a fully funded crowdfunding campaign, and it's coming up right after this. Okay, so let's get a little bit into this. How do you have a fully funded crowdfunding campaign? And what kind of goes into that? So usually someone's coming to me and like, Sal, I thought I did everything right. Like I launched this campaign and I tried to raise money and it just didn't really go over in the way that I thought. And one of the things I say quick is to like, okay, so what did you do? Did you put yourself into the mind of the backer? Did you put yourself in the mind of the person who is donating money to your campaign? And most often than not, the answer is no. So everything that we're sharing today is not about you, okay? And I know that's difficult to kind of understand or to swallow, so it's really not about you. Crowdfunding is not something that's like an insurance claim, okay? An insurance claim, you have a written document and a contract with your insurance company. I know it's like, so boring, right? So boring, man. And so annoying and frustrating, But like you have this written document, right? With your insurance company, you go there, you submit a claim, you have a legal claim, it's processed over time, and eventually you get, ideally, what it is that you were owed, hopefully, right? There is a process, there is a system, right? There's a social contract and a legal contract behind that. When it comes to crowdfunding, that is not the case. It's not the case. Instead, you're trying to influence people that are out there that you've never met before in many occasions in order to become part of your tribe, in order to back your campaign, in order to donate money to you, in order to pledge money, in order to invest in your equity crowdfunding campaign, whatever it is. So it's different. It's not like there's a system. So instead, rather than your focus being on your need, what it is that you want, what it is that you need, what it is that you're trying to get so hard and you're frustrated to get, right? Rather than focusing on that, you need to focus on them and what is going to get them to convert. And I make this mistake more than anyone, right? So I'm not talking from some high horse here, right? I make this mistake more than anyone. And I think that is why, honestly, I love to teach about this because it's something that is a huge sticking point for me is just being able to empathize, I call it, right? Tactical empathy and empathize with that person in order to think backwards in order to market or to influence. That's something that's so difficult for me. And I'm going to share with you a few couple of key ways in order to have a fully funded campaign coming from that perspective. The first thing that I want to start with is actually kind of, I think, just really glossed over a lot. And is to identify, is the person who's going to be contributing going to be making impact, okay? So the number one way to have a fully funded campaign, this goes back to the reason why they've done studies why millennials give, they donate, they back, they buy products, is that they want to make an impact. So I want you to kind of consider this for you. What is the impact that becoming a backer will have on their life or on your creation and what you're trying to accomplish? Now, why is that so important, right? You think about, I'll give you one example with Kickstarter, okay? With Kickstarter, you think people are buyers, you think they're pre-ordering, you think that it's like Amazon. Not true. I've done so many surveys on my own forum, kickstarterforum.org. The number one reason why people back projects is not just because they want to own the thing, it's because they want to support the creator. It's because they want to see this creation come to life. Come to life, man, right? It's because they want to be able to impact the world in some way. It's because they want to make meaning. It's because they want to impact with their funds and with their dollars. If it's just a normal Amazon transaction, they're going to be analyzing it in the same way they would other ones. So they're going to be thinking like, what's the shipping time going to be? How does this price compare to other ones that are out there? Or if they're donating money, right? They're going to be thinking, okay, why am I giving $25 to a stranger with a GoFundMe campaign, right? What reason, is that just going into some big pot or some sinkhole that I'm never going to see that money or those funds again? Why the heck would I do that? It makes no logical sense. But when you suddenly connect with them when it comes to the impact, if by giving $25, I'm going to be able to educate this kid, maybe going through at least a couple of months of school in a developing country, that actually sounds super awesome, at least to me. Or if I can give some books to this school, which is going to allow them to maybe have upgraded learning and education to make an impact in their lives, that gets me excited, right? Or if I think about maybe by giving money, I'm going to be able to feed these animals or help shelter these animals or maybe these elephants or something in another country like in Thailand and give them much better furnishings and they feel so much better and I just feel good about helping out as a human being. I'm making an impact, right? Not about the money. It is not about the funds that I'm giving in that situation. The reason why I'm doing it is that I see a future situation. I see a future scenario where something positive happens. There's an impact I am making with those funds. And that goes across any kind of category, any kind of platform, even if it is an equity crowdfunding campaign, for example, making an impact in the fact that now this software tool is going to exist. Now, great to have some financial upside and that kind of stuff, but now I'm an investor and I'm moving forward with this particular vision. Maybe that's decentralized currency for you. Maybe that's AI and bringing more cool technology like that to your own particular industry. The impact that you're making is what is going to determine the degree to which a fully funded campaign you're going to have. And you look at any major category out there, for example, like the Pebble watch, way back in the day with Kickstarter that raised millions of dollars. Think about the impact that that had on the industry and how, like, Apple basically stole, I don't want to say stole, I guess, but how they drew inspiration, right, from the Pebble watch to create the Apple Watch. It made massive impact. People love to be a part of something that is going to make impact. So if you are able to demonstrate that, you will have a fully funded crowdfunding campaign. The next reason why you will have a fully funded campaign goes back to something that I like to call a window of opportunity. Okay, a window of opportunity. And I'll kind of spell out that a little bit. We'll also kind of talk about more like the nuts and bolts in just a second, but I want to just go over 3 major keys and then we'll get into the nuts and bolts, okay? So the other big one is what I call a window of opportunity, okay? What is a window of opportunity? Opportunity. What does that mean to you when I say that word? Window of opportunity. What does that mean to you? What is a window of opportunity that you've had in your own life? Where maybe if you don't take action, you're never going to be able to in the future. And that could be something as simple as seeing a girl across the room when you're back in your dating days and just not having that opportunity or that chance to go up and talk to her. Or that could be something like starting a business when you should have at a certain point in time and all of a sudden, that industry just grew phenomenally and you missed out on that. What is a window of opportunity that you have seized in your life or that you have missed out on? I really want you to think about that. Or for me, when I was traveling the world, I traveled the world for almost 8-9 months before the pandemic. And that was a window of opportunity for me because I got to do that before everything closed down. And I was so excited, so privileged to be able to do that, right? So a window of opportunity is always responsible for a fully funded crowdfunding campaign. And that's how the heck are you gonna get all these human beings and all these people out there that have so many things going on in their head to get their attention and get them to take action at one specific moment in time. The only way is by creating a little bit of urgency within that person. You gotta show them this is a window of opportunity where they can take action now, right? If they take action now, then they will be able to reap the benefits of being a backer, becoming part of a community, owning a product, getting to be the first early adopter, whatever it is. You need to show them that there's a window of opportunity. And this is also particularly within your own life, maybe where you can also fulfill and create this product, where you have a stretch of time where you can focus and get this thing done. Every fully funded crowdfunding campaign has a window of opportunity. And most notably with more of the traditional platforms out there, right? It comes in the form of a fundraising duration. And the more that you can make that clear, the more that you begin to create that urgency among your backers and the people that are supporting you. So we're just gonna go over one other high-level reason that these campaigns are fully funded, and then we're gonna get into the nuts and bolts behind this. So stay with me.
Want to take all the stress out of fulfilling your Kickstarter rewards? Fulfillment is the turnkey solution that puts product delivery on autopilot. The Top Campaigns uses trusted high-tech provider to store, package, and ship their products. Focus on growing your business. Leave shipping to the experts. Don't wait. Get a custom quote from Fulfillment today. Link in the description.
Okay, the next reason why these campaigns are fully funded and why it's across every single category that's out there, whether it's GoFundMe, WeFunder, Star Engine, anything out there, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, etc., CauseVox. It comes down to this, okay? When it comes down to is the fact that there's something that is happening, okay? So I'm going to say something is happening, okay? Something is happening. Now, there's a marketing term for this, and it's called social proof, right? But what it kind of feels like is like, wow, something's happening here. There's like a trend that's happening. What is happening, right? Why is this thing going viral? I don't understand, right? What does that do? Well, creates a few things. Creates trust and creates credibility, creates curiosity, okay? Something is happening. The key to a fully funded campaign is that when people see it and they come there, they feel like something is happening. Something's happening, man. I don't know, like, why are so many people backing this? This thing is going crazy. I just want to be a part of it. Something's happening, right? Same thing with any other type of crowdfunding campaign. You see a campaign that's racking up donations, for example, on GoFundMe. And people go there and like, wow, something's happening. Like, just other people are supporting this in droves. This must be a really important cause, right? Something is happening, okay? If you are able to show that something is happening, and I'm going to, again, get into some of those tactics in just a second, this will get you a fully funded campaign. Now, I talk about a ton of this stuff in my masterclass, where I literally dial into exactly what you have to do, much more specific to Kickstarter, that platform. I talk a lot about this, obviously, when I'm coaching one-on-one with students. I've written a bunch of books about this. I've written 10 books, right, when it comes to crowdfunding and different topics there. So this is something I've studied for a really long time. So I want to talk a little bit about how do you kindle some of these things within your own platform, within your own page. And we'll kind of get into that right now. The first key to a fully funded campaign on any kind of platform is to have what I call a pre-launch. Pre-launch, okay? Pre-launch, totally butchering the spelling of that, but it was not my best subject in school anyway. Pre-launch, man. I've been talking about this since 2012. I've been talking about this for so long, my friend. You gotta have a pre-launch. You gotta have a pre-launch. Okay? Pre-launch is what goes into that feeling like something is happening, right? Something is happening. Now, there's a lot that goes into pre-launch. Now, honestly, it goes beyond the scope of this video. You should probably watch some of the other videos that are out there. But whether you're doing a charity fundraising campaign, nonprofit fundraising campaign, e-commerce play, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, WeFunder equity crowdfunding campaign, does not matter. Any form of crowdfunding, you should have a pre-launch, and you should talk with someone who knows what they're talking about in order to how to do that, how to construct that, and how to do it appropriately. Because you have to do it in a right way. You have to be effective about that. If you are effective, you're going to then be able to have a bunch of people ready to buy, support, donate, invest, whatever, into your campaign that's going to allow it to become fully funded, because it connects back to that principle, which is something is happening. Something's happening. So cool, right? Something's happening. What is it? And it's going to create curiosity, credibility, funding when you're first starting. You're going to get those people beginning to trust as well all the marketing that you're putting out. The first thing is that you're going to need a pre-launch if you want to have a fully funded campaign. Next, you're going to want to think about the hard assets that go into a killer crowdfunding campaign page. Okay, so I'm going to abbreviate it. I'm going to say killer crowdfunding page. Okay, killer crowdfunding page. Let me ask you a question. What if I was like a celebrity? Wouldn't that be cool? I'd love to be a celebrity. That'd be great, right? What if I was a celebrity? Maybe like just a small niche group of people I am, right? But how cool would it be if I was like a major, mega Grammy-winning musician, or if I was like an actor or something like that, right? Really famous actor like Johnny Depp or something, right? First of all, I'd have scores of people always trying to get my attention, but let's just say that you and I had a relationship of some kind, I'm your friend or whatever, and I decided I'm gonna share your campaign with a bunch of people. And you get thousands and thousands and even millions, we'll just say, of my fans checking out your page, right? Is that enough to get funded? In some cases, you're gonna get some funding, yeah. However, if your page sucks, if it doesn't communicate the value of why we should give money, if it doesn't communicate what this is going towards, if it doesn't emotionally arouse people, get them excited, if it doesn't logically justify what's going to go into this, it doesn't spell out just why this is a killer, awesome ask for them to become part of it and participate in, you're not going to get a lot of donations. You're not going to get a lot of backers. You're not going to get a lot of people supporting this crowdfunding campaign, right? And you're going to struggle to have a fully funded crowdfunding campaign. And I remember this very vividly, just like even looking on Instagram, where you have some Instagram, accounts who have like millions of followers. They come out with a new product or come out with a new campaign, and like no one backs it. And I'm like, well, what did you expect? It sucks. The campaign page sucks, man. I don't know how else to say it. I don't want to get into I'm not trying to hurt your feelings here, but it sucks. Okay, you need a killer crowdfunding campaign page. And that might require someone to audit that for you, right? Or might require for you to think a little bit more deeply about it other than just banging up a story in a weekend, right? You need a killer crowdfunding campaign page if you want a fully funded campaign. And it's not because of the need, because I know the need is there, right? We talked about in the beginning, that insurance claim, right? You have the need. You maybe have a good product. You maybe have an amazing company, or you have a worthy cause you're trying to raise money for using crowdfunding, right? You got that. I believe you. I'm on your side. They haven't yet been convinced, okay? It's a marketing exercise. Just because you have that legitimate claim or that legitimate need or that legitimate product doesn't mean that other people recognize that, okay? And that's what the crowdfunding campaign page is about. You can send as much traffic, so many people, right? Tons of people pouring into your campaign page. But if you don't have a good page that's going to convert them, no one's actually going to take action and donate to it. So that's the secret. One of the secrets to a fully funded campaign is that you got to really put a lot of emphasis on that page. And I have some other great videos out there on that. So when it comes to that page, one of the most important things there is that you do have that impact. See what I'm trying to do here, man? You see I'm trying to connect these things a little bit? Trying to connect for you, impact. You got to show that. People have to feel like by supporting, becoming a backer, by donating, that they are going to impact something in some way, okay? Last one, right? Fully funded campaign. What are the nuts and bolts to a fully funded campaign? Well, it'd be great if you do these things. Like for example, you have a great page, you do the pre-launch like I talk about, and I teach about in the Kickstarter launch formula, right? I talk about it in my other books and all these things. It would be amazing. However, does not guarantee a fully funded campaign. Because you might get a bunch of people in the beginning, you might even trend a little bit good, just a little bit well, but doesn't mean that you're gonna explode with activity, So you've got to continue with it. And this is such a huge sticking point for me. Okay, I loved to play tennis when I was younger, right? I was on a tennis team. Sorry. I was on a tennis team when I was younger, right? Loved to play tennis. And it was great. I loved to play doubles because I like to run so much, at least with tennis. And one of the things that my coach would always say is like, Sal, you're doing great, but you gotta follow through. You gotta follow through, okay? Because I would always have a tennis serve, and I have a habit of just like not following through all the ways. And it would always just kind of stunt, I think, my growth a little bit because I wouldn't have really good top spin or the ball wouldn't go exactly where I want it. So it's like, you can't just stop here and like look at where the ball is going. You gotta follow through, right? And if you're a golfer, you might know that as well. You gotta follow through, right? So important because it's really gonna be where a lot of the power is and a lot of the precision. And in the case of tennis, a lot of your top spin, right, is gonna come from that following through process. If you do these two things, it's almost like you're that tennis player, you hit the ball, but you didn't follow through. So there's a third thing that you gotta do, okay? The third thing is marketing and communication, sort of the broad level, but I'm kind of tied that back to what I mean by that. So we're gonna talk with marketing, but really it's about attention and framing. Okay? Attention and framing. Now, what do I mean by that? Marketing is such a big word. Everyone says, do marketing. That's such BS. I really want to get into like what that means for you, okay? So what do I mean by marketing, right? What do I mean when it says to market your campaign? By that I mean that in your head the impact that people could make. In your head the window of opportunity where this is only running for a certain point of time. You know that there is something happening, that people are starting to back it. Other people don't know that yet until you tell them. You're competing with everything else that is trying to get their attention, right? You're competing with everything else that's on their phone, everyone else in their own life that's trying to get their attention. All the different things they could do. And by the way, one of the things they could do is nothing, right? One of the things they could do is absolutely nothing, just sitting on their hands and doing nothing. So your marketing, number one, is about getting their attention. We do that with social media. We can do that very easily when it comes to paid marketing. We can do that with other things like your email list. You can do other things with PR, telling your story, going on podcasts, putting on videos, etc. There's so many different facets of marketing. The number one key when it comes to marketing is getting people's attention. Okay, you need to get their attention and to help funnel them into the campaign. And that's just to kind of also support, if you're part of any kind of major platform, it's obviously a funding algorithm. And if you're doing the stuff that I talk about in my courses or with my coaching programs, you know that you're going to trigger that, right? But that's not enough. You also, if you want to have a fully funded campaign, you got to do your own marketing. You got to toot your own horn a little bit. And you have to be willing to do that. So you're trying to get attention with your marketing. The other thing is that you are framing. So what do I mean by framing? Okay, this is a really important thing. What if, for example, you're holding an event, you're trying to promote an event, and you're promoting this event, you just say the most crazy things to get people at this event, like you're gonna be giving away billions of dollars at this event, or you're gonna be giving away, in the case of me, free sushi, because I love sushi, right? You're giving away free sushi at this event, and a bunch of people show up, and they're like, hey, where's my sushi? Hey, where's my $1 billion? Hey, where's this, where's that? And you're like, you know what, guys? We're actually gonna be talking about this completely non-related subject. And they're like, what? They feel duped. They feel like something was wrong. It's not enough just to get attention. You also have to frame them in the right way, right? You have to frame them in the fact that when they come to that campaign page, they know exactly what they're getting. They know exactly what they're looking for. And usually the best way to do that is with story, is with highlighting what they're going to get in terms of benefits and promises, could be even functionality. And we do that with what's called creative assets, which are videos, photos, GIFs, writing, right? Anything that you can put out there in order to frame people so that when they come to the page, there's an expectation of some sort, and then you fulfill that expectation with your killer crowdfunding campaign page. That is what is the formula for then getting people to take action and to spill into becoming donors, backers, buyers, investors in your actual campaign. Otherwise, there's going to be a kink in this system. Right? There's going to be something that's just not really working. The puzzle pieces aren't going together. So maybe you're getting lots of initial attention. Maybe you even have a great page, but over time people just aren't backing or buying. Or you do this right. You got a ton of people on the page, but the page sucks. People are not converting, right? Or you do the other two. You have a great page and you're marketing when you're live, but you never did beforehand. Then it doesn't feel like something's happening. And those people you're sending there are like, I don't know why I should check this out, right? It doesn't make sense. Why'd you send me this, Bob? Right? Bob in accounting. Why did you send me this, right? It just doesn't make sense. So you got to do these major tenets to get a fully funded campaign, no matter what platform you're on. And in addition, you have to do the nuts and bolts. You have to really make sure, and there are more things to this process. I'm really trying to simplify it for you, man. I'm trying to reach you, man. I'm trying to help. And there are a lot of other things that go into this. So if you are interested in learning more, first of all, go and check out my newsletter. I got a link, crowdcrux.com/newsletter, which you can check out. I'll include a link in just a second. But also, book a one-on-one coaching call if you want to talk about how this will work for you. So you can go to the link I'm about to mention at crowdcrux.com/coaching. And you can book a one-on-one coaching call with me. And I promise you, I don't talk this animated. Well, sometimes I do, but I'm not this crazy on my calls. It's really tactical, it's really strategic, it's really intensive. You know, I bring my A game to these calls that I do. And it's really, to me, one of the best ways to help. So first one, CrowdCrux, crux.com/newsletter. Okay, so you just same word, newsletter. You can spell out that word. And then crowdcrux.com, same link, right? crowdcrux.com/coaching. Okay? crowdcrux.com/coaching. crowdcrux.com/coaching. Go to that link and we can talk about how this will work for you. And also some of the other tenets, honestly, that go into having a fully funded campaign. I don't want to make an hour-long video for you, right, and have you watch through all of that. So I'd rather personalize this because maybe you have a charity fundraiser. Maybe you have a nonprofit. Maybe you have an equity crowdfunding campaign. Maybe you're doing Kickstarter and Indiegogo. It's very different. You could be doing a real estate crowdfunding campaign, which actually is a thing. I've written a book, Real Estate Crowdfunding Explained, right? There's a lot of different types of crowdfunding, but these are the hallmarks that go into it. There's more that I would love to share with you. So if you're interested, first of all, crowdcrux.com/newsletter, crowdcrux.com/coaching if you want more personalized attention and you're willing to invest in that. I hope this video was useful for you, at least in getting you to think a little bit differently about this process. My name is Salvador Brinkman. Give me a thumbs up if you did like this video, and I will see you next time.